What's up, guys? I'm back in the lab again, baby. Stinky armpit bass up in this thing, giving you free tips and tricks on gaining sound quality and probably a noticeable difference in SPL. Okay, now, everyone's seen the prefab and custom-made boxes where they rhino line the outside. I'm going to show you how to seal the inside. First off, what you need to understand is understanding sound and boxes. Is the fact that wood is porous and it does flex. If you could build a box out of a 2-inch solid steel, probably one of the best enclosures, or 1-inch thick plexiglass. I've seen dudes do that. It's awesome. It's rock solid. Wood tends to flex and it's porous. There's nothing better than actually sealing it and getting the sound waves just to sit there and ricochet off a harder surface. Now this box, nothing to be impressed of. It's a SPL version, DD, hooked up with a Trend. Everybody knows the prefab company, a Trend, and this is their SPL version for 1.8. Now my homie has this amazing box from JL. I think it's the dynamics of it and how they make it are a secret, and it's actually a pretty good box for their 110. I'm not a JL fan. They do the 3 ohm thing, kind of like Apple. With their iPhone chargers, they kind of suck you in. Then you need, of course, a JL amp to freaking run it at 3 ohms, because every other amp's kind of like somewhat weird at 3 ohms. So what I'm doing is, because he's brainwashed by JL, I'm introducing him to brands like Sundown Audio, DD, Trumps, Banda. There's all these brands out there that are straight competition grade that fly below the radar. Long story short, he decided to get the SA8 V2. Now this guy is a little monster. Look at the rubber surround. Check out the specs. The X-Max on this guy is something insane. So he had this guy laying around. He used it for about 2 weeks. I said, dude, put my Brutus 2000 in there, because I upgraded to the new Brutus Elites. I'm not using them. And wham it. Tried it on 3 ohms. Wasn't near as loud as it should be. And so I was like, dude, break out your DVC 4 ohm Sundown, run that bad boy at 2 ohms, and at 14.4 it's around 1400 watts. But even if he's pushing like 11 or 1200 on this guy, it's a lot more. Brings me back to the box. So spare of the moment of the night, got this a Trend box. Just straight prefab, whatever. I did have to cut the circle out a little bit bigger. These guys are a little bit beefier than your average 8-inch sub. As everyone knows, Sundowns are extremely underrated, so we're probably pushing about 1,000 RMS clean watts to it. Now, looking on the inside of the box, you're thinking, man, why is it black? I mean, JL builds an awesome box, and it's clearly MDF. They don't even seal it. Well, this is how you're going to take it to the next level. What this is it's a rubberized undercoating. You can find this at Advanced Auto Parts, Autozone, any of those. This is made for sound deadening, for up underneath trucks. Now, this isn't the like Rhino liner. See those fingers? It's not that necessarily. It is like a rust proofing aerosol can. It's black. It's extremely thick. It's pretty stinky. When this stuff dries, especially on wood or metal or anything, it's rock solid. It is somewhat rubberized. But for the most part, it works as sound dampening. Now, so why the hell would I want to put sound dampening or sound deadening inside the box? Well, first off, it's going to create a harder wall. It's going to create a more tight seal, and it's going to just reflect off a lot better than it was. Made sure I got all the corners, all the way down one thick coat, because we're about to wham this guy. And it really is what it is. It's kind of stinky. Give it about a week to wear off. And when this dries, actually, you know what a good comparison to do? I did it on the box out of plywood, out of oak, that I just built for my hippos. I sprayed one side, let it dry overnight, didn't spray the other side. If you even knock on the outside and compare the sound you hear, given it's loud because it's inside a subwoofer box, knock on it and compare the two sounds, it's a dull, dead, rock solid thud that you hear on the side that you spray this with. I just did this probably about 30-45 minutes ago. Still probably damp, but we're about to go ahead and mount the sub in here and get to whamming. If you guys have any questions or anything about what you can use, and this again is a rubberized coating for preventing rust and stuff up under automobiles. You will find this Advanced Auto Parts O'Reilly's. I think this was even the off-brand. But holler at me down in the comments in the description and let me know. Oh yeah, also quick tip, the metal connectors on the inside, see it down there to the right? If you notice, before I sprayed it, I put tape over them. Don't want to paint over those, okay? Don't want that. I want that clean metal to metal. So I'm going to take the masking tape off. Of course, I got the outer ones right here. And I'm going to be taking an excursion video in a minute, about 1,000 watts RMS on this little monster right here. All right, man. Holler at y'all later. Peace.